2 weeks ago, hundreds of thousands of people who entered the US under a program known as humanitarian parole received emails that basically said, it's time to leave the United States, pack your stuff up and leave, or we'll find you. I mean, I am paraphrasing, but it actually does start by saying it's time to leave the United States. The funny thing is, a ton of attorneys also got these emails, like US citizen immigration attorneys got emails saying it's time for you to leave the United States. Kind of funny, kind of sad. Anyway, so this has turned into a massive court battle. And on April 14th, the District Court Judge Indira Talwani issued an order, and the order says the following. The termination of parole process for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans is hereby stayed. That means their status as parolees is not being terminated, as the Department of Homeland Security tried to do through that mass email that was super botched that they sent out 2 weeks ago. It's hereby stayed pending further court order insofar as it revokes, without case-by-case review, the previously granted parole and work authorization issued to non-citizens paroled into the United States pursuant to the parole programs for non-citizens from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, also known as the CHNV parole programs, prior to the non-citizens' originally stated parole end date. What that means is, if you received this termination of your parole notice, that's no longer valid. It's voided out. You continue to have employment authorization. You continue to have parole status until the natural expiration date. The order continues. All individualized notices sent to non-citizens from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela via their USCIS online account notifying them that their parole is being revoked without case-by-case review pursuant to the termination of parole processes for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans executive order are also stayed pending further court review. It is so ordered. April 14th, 2025 by Indira Talwani, United States District Court Judge. There have been a lot of immigration changes lately. One of the big ones is that the Trump administration is trying to basically deport all of the people who lawfully entered the US under the Biden administration and undo all of that. And you see it in other situations. So all these people who have parole and who subsequently applied for a green card, permanent residence, whether it's like through marriage to a US citizen, or they have a son or daughter who's a US citizen who's over the age of 21 who petitions for them. All of those cases are also currently being paused, and there's ongoing litigation from immigration advocacy groups suing the government, saying that those are also unlawful. I've seen this happen. We have a large Haitian population in Rockland County, New York, where my office is. And they've been panicking because a lot of them have actual green card applications pending. They had interviews scheduled, and all of those have been put on hold. This order does not address that situation. That's a separate lawsuit. But it's clear that the Trump administration is just trying to deport people who are even lawfully present in the US with parole status, or who are on their way to lawful permanent resident status under Biden-era parole programs. So what does this mean for you if you're from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, or Venezuela? Well, if you're from Cuba, you should just apply for permanent residence. There's a special adjustment of status provision specifically for Cubans that basically just allows them to apply for permanent residence if they're physically present in the US. If you're from Haiti, Nicaragua, or Venezuela, you need to begin looking for other options, whether you have a US citizen, boyfriend or girlfriend, if you guys are considering getting married in the future. Accelerating that timeline might be good for your relationship. You know, if the alternative means you lose your parole status and you end up getting removed from the United States. If you don't have any green card or permanent residence options available to you and you have a credible fear of returning to your home country based on your race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a social group, you should consider applying for asylum. Don't do that until you speak with an immigration attorney, because asylum can have serious consequences, including initiating your removal proceedings from the United States. If you need any assistance with these matters, or you have any specific questions, you could always schedule a consultation directly with me. My information is in the video description below. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you're interested in staying up to date on Trump's immigration policy changes, be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you need any assistance yourself, you could always consult directly with me. Stay tuned, I put out a couple videos each week, and I'll see you guys next time for another video.